For me, moving to Oakville was, in a large part, not just a business opportunity, because my business was here. It was mostly about creating and providing a quality of life for my kids, who were quite young at the time, that wasn't available elsewhere. There were great schools here, terrific opportunities for recreation, and above all, it was safe and clean and friendly, and exuded all the values that were important to Michelle and I.
When we came to Oakville, I was pregnant with our youngest son and started to look at different communities and kind of fell in love with the Oak Park community. It was a good match for us because we both believe in the strength of neighborhood, knowing your neighbors, working with your neighbors, and giving back to community so much.
Watching my mom and Jeff together, it's a partnership, and that's probably the most amazing part. Everything they do, they bounce off of each other first, and they're each other's go-to person.
When we moved to Oakville, I was encouraged by my friends to take a stand on some issues that related to the neighborhood that we moved into, specifically Oak Park. I had always intended that when we got here and settled, I would run, but that opportunity came up a little sooner than we originally expected. So I went out and spoke to people about my ideas, and they seemed to resonate with people, and as such, I was elected.
He was a fairly newly elected politician in Ward 5, and I was on the Oak Park Residents Association, and we met that way because he was our representative. He'd been elected, he didn't really have the time to be the full-time person running a movie theater anymore, and that's where I came in and became part of the company. We feel like it's very important to be the community theater. You have to be part of the community. So we take very seriously the job of giving back to the community, supporting the community, being present at all community events to help whatever the charity is that may be sponsoring that event at that time. And there's countless numbers that we deal with on a yearly basis.
Our annual pancake breakfast that we host, and that's been something that's been very close to Jeff's heart. Every Christmas we open up our doors to the community, and it's families that might not otherwise be able to have that experience. They come, we feed them pancakes, they meet Santa. Probably one of the most inspiring events that we host, and the one I look forward to every year.
Jeff's the driving force of the community-centric vision. Without Jeff, that may not be what we do. That's his focus, not just here, it's his focus in everything he does. Through the company, Jeff does a lot of things for the community and for people who need help. But outside of the company, as a counselor and just as a citizen, he does a ton of stuff that way as well, and he always has.
Yeah, so in 2016, my dad had a stroke, and that's when we lost the business. That's when my dad lost his job. That's when my mom lost her job because she was taking care of my dad. And then we got the miraculous email from my agent and Jeff asking me to be a part of a show called Second Generation, which he had just started casting at that time. About halfway through filming, we were on set, and it just kind of got brought up somehow through conversation about our situation and what we were going through, and then Jeff overheard that. He offered a job to my parents to kind of get ourselves back on track and financially be okay. And we've been in Oakville ever since, and it's been amazing. Life is so much better thanks to that opportunity that he gave us. And he doesn't just do that for us. That's the thing. That's why he's such an amazing person. He does it for everyone he meets. Everyone he meets, he'll always help them any way he can.
I know Jeff because we used to do this amazing fundraiser here called Flicks for Funds that we did for the Humane Society. We raised a lot of money and got the job done. It's awesome. And Jeff was right there. Like I said, he was right there in the thick of it.
Over the years, I got to witness firsthand Jeff's dedication to the community here in Ward 5, but as well as across the town and the region. One of the things that actually inspired me to run for council one day. Jeff and I attend a number of events in our community throughout the year, but I think the most important one to me, and I know it is to Jeff as well, is Remembrance Day here at Trafalgar Memorial. I know Jeff's been instrumental in organizing the event and getting the community together over the many years, and I'm so honored to be asked to be part of it.
I think Jeff is important in the community because he's so involved. I initially met Jeff about 15 or 16 years ago at a fall fair, so I took my children to that just to try and get familiar with the neighborhood, and been to his local business, and I've watched his commercials where he's hilarious.
One of my favorite promos that we've done together was the movie camp promo. You know, we got to film with all these kids, and we got to really involve them in the scene and really play off Jeff with the kids. And again, show off like how fun Jeff is. He surprises me, at least, with his light side all the time. You know, it comes through when I'm not expecting it to.
So over the last few years, I've also gotten to know Jeff on a personal level. Michelle, Jeff, myself, and my husband are part of a team of trivia players at St. Joseph's Church here in Ward 5. And I have to tell you, I had no idea that Jeff knew so much about Disney and Mickey Mouse.
Walt Disney really was a big driver in me being interested in being in the entertainment business, but also in public service. He had this incredible philosophy: if you can dream it, you can do it, and that plays up a lot in line with my interest in being in public service. I had this dream of being involved in public service, and so, you know, if I could dream that I could do it, then I can do it.
The counselor, family man, business owner, community leader, all of those things, it's a lot to balance. And some days I'm not sure how he does it, but he really does. And he balances them in a way that gives the attention to the ones that need it at the time they need it. And he's incredibly good at it. I've watched him do it for almost 20 years now. And it never seems like any one of those things is getting shortchanged. You know, if his family needs him, he's there for his family. When the community needs him, he's always there for the community. And you know, when we need him, he's here for us.
He brings a lot of growth to the Oakville community for all the residents, not just Ward 5.
Jeff has a heart as big as the community.
Jeff's passionate, he's really driven, always willing to have a conversation about anything, really.
Very essential to the community. He helps a lot. He's the perfect man for the job. He cares. Jeff cares.
But he just inspires me to make a difference and to be the change for the better.
It's not just about politics, it's not just about going to meetings, it's actually meeting with people and hearing their stories. It's about actually getting involved.
I chose Oakville. It didn't choose me. I wasn't born here. I chose to come to this community because of the values that it represented. I chose to come here because I want a better life for my children and my children's children. Most of my kids still live in town, and my grandkids mostly live in town as well, and I want to make sure that this town is the best it can be for them and for all of the children and families in our community.